Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on in this show tonight as the build for Bound for Glory continues. There's also another build to the show, which I feel is at the last minute, which is Victory Road. But hey, they gotta find a way to promote Impact Plus, I guess. But we do kick off this show tonight with a tag team match: Taya and Rosemary versus Nevaeh and Havoc. Taya did say she would help Rosemary with her problem. Match was okay. Taya ended up getting the win over Nevaeh, which I feel like Taya hasn't won a match in a long time, and it's just been taking L's after L's after L's ever since she lost the Knockouts Championship. But at least she finally got a win right here. I think there's been too much comedy like the wrestling stuff lately, but good match. Basically, right after Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan came out and attacked Taya and Rosemary, Havoc and Nevaeh got back in the ring then after that. But the match was okay for what they had there as a tag. Gallows and Anderson were in the back cutting some jokes, I guess, to security, which they laughed too hard or over the top laughing. And as they were laughing, talking about how they were in bars and everything, the Motor City Machine Guns came in and talked about the Good Brothers aren't carrying the division like we are, the guns and whatnot. But Gallows basically went on to say that, hey man, like last time I remember, you were a young boy when you were in New Japan. And Shelley says, I was winning titles while you were still cleaning and washing off Liger's boots before you even got anywhere in the company, while he was winning championships. So basically, right after the Guns start laughing over the top, and then Carl Anderson said, "Yeah, I can't wait to take your finisher so we can kick out of it." Oh, yeah, that's an inside joke right there, but I'm sure they will kick out of their finisher and whatnot. Next, Gia Miller interviewed Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee. Deonna went on to talk about her match at Bound for Glory at against Kylie Ray. But Gia Miller went on to say that, well, that's if you are champion by Bound for Glory. You will be defending the title this Saturday at Victory Road against Susie, I should say, which Kimberly said this interview was over. Which, I know they have title matches going on for Saturday. I don't know the whole full card for it, but I look at these Impact Plus shows. I've watched maybe a couple of them in the past, but does it really mean anything when going into the main show that they usually do, or their main pay-per-views? Because obviously this won't be in front of a crowd, and the others I have seen in the past have been part of some, I don't know, like some other indie promotion and whatnot, or OVW, I remember, which is not even, their company. You're kind of sharing a promotion with somebody else to do this, pay-per-views. So I don't know. I really should check out that app. Like I said, I've watched these shows before, but it hasn't really held my interest all the way when these Impact Plus shows come on. Because like when they had a lot of Twitch shows going on at the same time too. Next, Jordan Grace went against Tennille Dashwood again. Caleb Conley with the K was out there giving the intro for Tennille Dashwood, calling her an Instagram model and a trendsetter and whatnot. Basically, I know this was the main event last week. Good match, I'll say that. Grace basically got her win back. Conley got involved again, but she put the rear naked choke in to have Tennille Dashwood kick out. Basically 50-50 booking right here. And they have another match for this Saturday, too, at Victory Road. So I guess they have to give Jordan Grace something to do. I don't know why we need to see a third match from this. Basically, she asked for another match, and Conley just gave it to her. So I don't know why we need to see this for a third time. I was surprised that he would actually going back-to-back with this. But like I said, good match. Moose was looking for EC3 in the back. I still try to call that number EC3 gave out last week. Moose basically was looking for EC3. Somebody told him he was in that room or the locker room. He grabbed the guy, which was security, and he says, you got big, you should be a wrestler. But Moose, he's pretty much looked confused then. Next thing you know, EC3 showed up on a projector saying he's going to kill the TNA title next week. He's going to burn the nostalgia now, and he's inviting Moose to see the funeral of the century when he murders the TNA championship. So we'll see what happens with that. Next, Rich Swann, they had a video for him, basically him in the gym recovering, which, his doctor says he's ready after putting in a lot of work at rehab, from his ankle and everything, because he talked about how he was out in January, then coming back in July, but now out again, and now, he said he's going to be ready for Bound for Glory, so watch out for that. Rhino and Heath were outside talking about how they did their campaign ad last week with Slater, which I thought it was funny, okay? The fact that he got all those celebrities on Cameo to show up is kind of funny, and it was actually pretty good, too. Basically, they talked about all the advertisements and talked about how they paid for all these ads, with, Hernandez's wad of cash, which Reno Scum and Hernandez came back and took the money from him, which that must be a lot of cash if they spent that much money. They still got a lot of wad of cash left. The Rascals went against the Good Brothers. Good match. Really good match, I should say. Probably one of the better matches on this show, especially when it comes to the tag division. But very good match. Gallows and Anderson. I actually like the finish with Gallows throwing, what he threw? He threw Winston to Dez to the outside, and then he threw Dez back in, which Dez rolled into the ring, but ended up hitting a spine buster, and then they hit the Magic Killer for the win. But then they talked about how they've been here, since Slammiversary, and they haven't done what they're supposed to do, and they want those tag team championships, and that the Motor City Machine Guns are our prime target, and they're going to put a bullet hole through that target. And at Bound for Glory, they will be the tag team champions. So obviously, it could be the Good Brothers versus the Guns, which I'm looking forward to, which I want to see that, but I feel like other teams may be involved. We'll get into that later on, but I would like to see that match, though, between the Guns and the Good Brothers. a lot of bullet jokes when it comes to both of those teams. Next, Tommy Dreamer and Brian Myers had a old Western standoff. I guess they talked about the whole walking through the hallway thing, which Myers says, I told you, if you walk through this hallway, I'm going to get you, which Dreamer, was about to get him, but Dreamer, he says, all right, challenges at Victory Road. So, got to find some filler. Johnny Swinger went against Follow by the Wrestle House. People were out there for some reason. It's not Wrestle House anymore, which I'm surprised they even put spectator wrestlers out there, which even I feel like Impact may need to do now, at least get some type of crowd reaction from this. This was to see who's going to be Johnny Bravo's best man. It's not much I can say from this. Swinger won using Crazy Steve's pet toy monkey, but then Johnny Bravo got pissed at the referee, like you're supposed to be a senior referee, but you're not doing it. He just hit him with a foreign object. Pretty much to restart the match, Ba ended up hitting him with the bonsai drop for the win. Wrestle House, folks, or wherever this is going. Gia Miller, interview Rohit Raju, talked about how they talk about he cheated to win that last match, but he says he's the smartest man around, that he's like the sun, everything revolves around him. So basically at Bound for Glory, not Bound for Glory, but Victory Road, it's the defeat Rohit challenge, and anybody can do it except for Chris Bay, TJ Perkins, or Trey Miguel, which even told TJ Perkins that you're not getting a shot, which TJP looked at his, I guess I'll go watch The Notebook and eat some Ben and Jerry's now. Wow, got choked up there for a second, but we'll see what goes on with that. Eddie Edwards came out, who does have a title match this Saturday against Eric Young. He came out to wanting to know who attacked him last week while he was left on the ground, and he sure was Eric Young. But next thing you know, Sami Callihan, of course, he had to do his teleporting thing and show up. Sorry about that, but yeah, he had to do his teleporting thing and show up. And basically, Eddie Edwards said, I should have known it was you. And Sammy says, because I'm a good guy, I didn't do it. But Eddie Edwards says he's a scumbag and everything, and a lot of bad things happen with you by the press of a button. And he says he knows who attacked you, Eddie, and he brought him out right now, which Ken Shamrock returned. We haven't seen Ken Shamrock in a minute now. Guy looks jacked to the gills more and more every time I see him. Basically kicked Eddie in the head and then put him in the ankle lock, to basically tap him out. I don't know where this is going, especially when Eddie Edwards has a title match this Saturday, which even in the back he was on the monitor saying like, Eddie, you'd have too little friends or too many enemies, but he will be ready this Saturday at Victory Road. They even talked about Rich Swann and Bound for Glory and that everything that's happening is on the company's hands. Number one, I'm glad they got Callahan off to a different feud. Number one, because that RVD thing, Katie Forbes needed to end, and I was actually happy when he, power driver Katie Forbes. But apparently now, to what I've read in the past few days, that RVD and Katie Forbes are not with Impact anymore. I think they're on a pay-per-appearance deal, to what I heard. But then again, I've heard RVD, he's had some projects in WWE lately, so he may be going back there since, like I said, since RVD is gone, which I look at this as a positive and a negative in a way. On a negative, he's not an Impact anymore. On a positive, I don't have to see Katie Forbes anymore, okay? But some people think he's either going to go to WWE or AEW, which I feel like he's talked about AEW on Twitter before when fans tried to tell him to go. I don't know where RVD will go next. But like I say, he's got projects in WWE. Some people believe he should be Matt Riddle's manager, which I agree with that. You put two stoners together, that's comedy gold. That makes a lot of money. I've said this before. If you put Matt Riddle, RVD, and the Rascals in a room together, that's going to guarantee you to draw money. It's going to be a lot of weed in that, all right? A lot of it. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of money. A lot of money from that, but I would say it's with RVD. With him, if he goes to AEW or WWE, it's just gonna be him. Okay, I don't think they will let Katie Forbes on TV. They will not, because WWE, the whole PG thing, and AEW, they be on some other stuff half the time, and I don't know, man. I don't think they want to see too much plastic twerking in the ring, and I can see if it was real, but I think it's too much plastic on her. So, like I said, I don't know where Van Dam will go next, but we'll see what happens. Kylie Ray was meeting with Susie, giving her kick pads for her match this Saturday, and she said your time has come. But next thing you know, it looked like this whole odd music came in. It looked like Susie was about to be Sue Young again. But in the main event, we had the North versus Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Very good tag match to end off the show. Very enjoyable. This was a heel versus heel team, by the way, so I couldn't really tell who was going to win. But it ended up with the North getting the win, hitting their tag combo on Ace Austin for the win, for the pinfall. So with the North winning, next thing you know, Gallows and Anderson come out, basically saying they're next in line for the tag titles. But as they basically had to stare down with the North then, Ace Austin and Fulton attacked them right after the Gallows and Anderson. The Guns came out, and basically all the teams started brawling with each other. Now, I do believe this could be a fatal four-way tag team title match at Bound for Glory. I'm assuming it will be. I'm not really sure, or they figure out a match to determine who will be the number one contenders at Bound for Glory for those tag titles. But I would say I still want to see I still want to see the Gallows and Anderson versus the Guns for the titles or Bound for Glory. I do want to see that. But overall, it was actually a good show of Impact. I'll say that. Up and down in some ways, but I did like some of the matches, and some of it was basic build just to get the Bound for Glory. I just don't know how many people are really going to watch Victory Road, okay? How many people are, especially when you just build a show in under a week. So I don't know what's going to go on with that, but I guess we'll see what happens then. But other than that, though, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodNight890. Got a lot of reviews coming. Like I said, I still need to get an updated G1 review, but it feels like the G1's every day now. It's like you want a review, but you know it's going to be another show tomorrow. Then I want to wait and keep talking about that. So I'm going to figure something out. But other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.